Today's video is about the Warrior Pikemen and actually how you should be playing them correctly to maximize the amount of damage that you can be dealing for your march. Because we did do a bunch of Warrior Pikemen testing and the link will be in the description down below against multiple marches. But one thing we did learn out of anything was the skill ordering and technically commander order you need to succeed against your enemies. And the thing is, we're going to go down right here, right now, the different skills that we were running through these tests. But what we're going to go down is the different formations, running Leonidas primary, running Richard primary, putting Boudica in the middle slot and in the end slot. And you will see the difference and the best way to run the Warrior Pikemen build. So if you're a Pikemen player, you can put a little like, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully this helps you guys out. One thing we need to learn about this march though, before we do anything, is what is the power of this march, right? A lot of the power of this march is through passive-based skills, apart from King's Blade, which is a turn-based skill. This is going to allow you to actually deal more damage with all of your heroes, right? With this, you've got Richard that obviously gains stacks and is going to deal damage, and then the same with Leonidas that gains stacks through his good old whirlwind sweep to try and deal a bit more damage for this march. So now if we get into the actual video, let's do and showcase the testing, right? So the first thing we did was 3 stars on Leonidas, Richard, and Boudica. And everyone's saying if you run Leonidas primary, when you don't have a 5-star Leo or Richard, it's going to be the best option for you. And the thing is, that isn't honestly the case. That's the one thing we figured out through testing here. When you do run Leonidas in that primary slot, maybe in the early game, when he's 3 or 5 stars, if you're a spender, he's going to be better than your 1-star Richard on the first wheel. I'm going to be real, he will. But once you get Richard 3 stars and Leo 3 stars, Richard does just single-handedly outperform our Leonidas. And that's what you're going to see here automatically when we swap both of their positions around. All we're doing is putting Richard in the primary slot over Leonidas in the primary slot, and yes, we will still lose this initial fight, but we do get a better trade in our favor, showcasing, to be fair, you want Richard generally always first. So that's going to be one rule you're going to find out and learn pretty shortly. Richard has to be always number 1, right? So then it comes down to, what about Boudica? Boudica could be in position 2, she could be in position 3, and this is a hot debate for a lot of players. However, we've got the answer for you in today's video too, so don't you worry, right? So just kind of finalize the last Richard one. You can see 3 stars, 3 stars. Boudica in that final slot, she's given us a 1.5 casualty ratio, which is pretty good, right? Now we've got 5 stars, 5 stars on our commanders, and we're going to be running, honestly, Boudica in the second slot, right? And I know you guys are probably going to complain saying the last report was 3 stars, this one's 5 stars, so obviously what you're about to witness is going to be different. However, that was not the case. That was just because, again, the way I've had to cut up this video for the times I were recording. If you go back in the live streams, you will see no matter what, 3 stars, 5 stars, it's not gonna perform. So if you look just then, if we pull it back quickly and we go down to the reports, this is the 3 stars with Boudica in that last slot. Then if you look at the next report, this is 5 stars. Richard, Leonidas, Boudica, and again, Boudica being in that last slot. And no matter what, guys, if you put Boudica in that last slot, you're gonna lose against Ilubu. But as soon as you put her in that secondary slot, this match completely changes. And it's not just a fluke. We're gonna run this around 3 to 4 more times just to showcase, if you put Richard, Boudica, Leonidas in that setup for Warrior Pikemen, you will do the most amount of damage possible for this match. And I do understand why, and I'm going to explain why once we see the final, obviously, bits of footage for you guys in the good old hero screen, right? But you can see there, we win, and that was a little bit close. Some people are saying, even I will agree, it was close, but 2 for 2 now. We are winning our counterpart. We are beating Lubu, while before Lubu was technically beating us even at 5 stars. That just kind of showcases how good Lubu is as a hero, as an investment for cavalry warrior players that are looking for a cav match, right? But here we go, 3 out of 3 now. What's it gonna look like this time? 3 out of 3. Is Richard gonna be Lubu? 3 out of 3. And if you've not guessed it, the answer is yes. And this one was a little bit more confident in our favor. You can see some nice big bursts that do happen, and then we get left on 20k troops almost compared to before, which was only around 10k troops. And that just kind of showcases what you need to do for this match. And the way we're going to talk about this is obviously in the hero screen. Why do you need it in this lineup, you're probably asking? Well, the first thing is Richard is the best damage dealer you've got as an actual warrior pikeman hero. Out of all of them, we've seen the actual stacks that you're able to get from these marks of the Lionheart does absurd damage on top of the forceful retaliation and you stacking might with whirlwind sweep. This is absolutely bonkers because when you look at my Richard, he has 536 might. This is very important because when you go to your Boudica, the first thing you need to know about this match is Boudica is gonna buff the hero with the highest might by 45 while in battle, meaning our good old Richard here is actually on around 581 might, which is amazing. It means we're hitting absolutely like a nuclear bomb. On top of that, the reason why we want her in the second slot and not the third slot is all about Kingsblade. It is as simple as that. If Kingsblade is active for those 3 seconds, you actually get more benefit out of it, obviously happening sooner, because your Leonidas can get the trigger and the Richard and technically the Boudica all on that same turn. So the Kingsblade is actually helping you get the trade-off. So if you are wondering why people are telling you to run Richard, Boudica, and Leonidas in this formation, it's because of that. We were running it because of the Kingsblade proc from our Boudica. We want that happening sooner. And then obviously Richard being the highest might, we need him in the commander slot to benefit off it and then deal the most damage, right? So that is the basics that you need to know about Warrior Pikemen. And if you are wondering if this match is better than obviously the good old Martial Pikemen, we will be doing some maximum testing later on in the streams, but you will see, if you check out the description down below, the live stream of when we were doing Warrior Pikemen testing, you will see us go against our counterpart, Martial Pikemen, and other marchers. And I won't spoil it for you guys. I'll let you guys find that out for yourselves and enjoy it. But hopefully this has been a nice video, different compared to the other 2 testing videos that I've done for the channel. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is just teaching you why you need to run these heroes in this lineup through the test that we've done. And if you have enjoyed it, smash like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.